Facebook is cracking down on the spread of false information in the final weeks before the midterm elections. The world's largest social network says it will ban fake content designed to suppress voter turnout. It comes 2 weeks after Facebook says hackers compromised 29 million accounts and stole users' personal data. Tony DeCopel shows us how Facebook says it's trying to protect the democratic process. Tony?
Facebook protecting the democratic process. I still do a double take when I hear that. Scandals involving misinformation and data misuse over the past few months have forced Facebook into all-out damage control. This latest policy change, announced only yesterday, addresses one of Facebook's most sensitive challenges: how to define false information and then remove it.
Now, this is an important election year. Not only the big U.S. midterms that are coming up, but there are major elections around the world.
In May, CEO Mark Zuckerberg pledged to prevent election interference on Facebook.
In 2016, we were slow to identify Russian interference. We didn't expect these coordinated information operations and large networks of fake accounts that we're now aware of.
To help reduce the spread of disinformation, Facebook in 2016 began prohibiting misrepresentations about the dates, locations, times, and qualifications for casting a ballot. On Monday, the company announced an extended policy to include statements about whether a ballot will be counted and misleading posts about how to vote, including false claims that voters can cast their ballots using text messaging. That hoax circulated on social media during the 2016 election, with ads instructing users to text their candidate's name to a 5-digit number.
They've seen a pattern of a lot of false statements about voting, so they've decided to take this extra step.
Facebook has traditionally shied away from banning misinformation, says CBS News contributor and Wired editor-in-chief Nick Thompson, which is why this new policy marks a significant step for the company.
The stakes are now high. They've said they will delete false information, but now they have to define false information. And that's not easy.
The era of the Wild West in social media is coming to an end.
On Capitol Hill last month, lawmakers threatened greater scrutiny and even regulation if Facebook and other social networks failed to gain greater control of their services.
I believe Congress is going to have to act.
The 2018 election is going to be a very important moment for Facebook. If they can get through the midterms without people manipulating American democracy through the platform, it will show that they took on the problem and they handled it. But if there's another disaster, if the election gets manipulated through Facebook, it's going to just deepen the problems they already have.
Now, Facebook says it uses real people, including third-party fact-checkers, to review content that is flagged as potentially involving voter suppression. The company also says it set up a dedicated reporting channel for state election authorities to also review content. Facebook safeguarding democracy, we hope.
Well, then there's this story that's on the front page of the New York Times today, which is pretty stunning to read if you care about what happened in Myanmar and Burma and the mass genocide, religious genocide. Essentially, it was a propaganda machine that was carried out by a number of the senior Myanmar military leaders, inciting violence against Muslims there. And as we know what that led to there, that was a propaganda campaign. How does this go through without anybody noticing that it's happening? It's
a very fine line. You have a private company entrusted with drawing a line between free and open expression and what is excluded speech, and how to do that. And do we want them to be doing that?
That's right. And also try to adjudicate some of these debates. People are going to think something you've taken out because it's fake news is actually real news, which opens up a whole other can of worms.
But 2 years ago, Facebook said this wasn't a problem. Now they're acknowledging it.
All right. Tony, thanks so much.